In the previous video, I showed you how to publish your raster data to GeoServer, and in this one, we shall be able to publish shapefiles to GeoServer at the end of this video. So let's get started. Here you can see that I have my GeoServer directory opened, and so the first thing is that you need to open your or be able to run your GeoServer in the localhost machine. So just navigate to where you unzipped your GeoServer binary file inside my program files, as you can see. So inside the GeoServer/bin directory here, you need to click on Startup Batch, and this will be able to start your GeoServer. So just double click on this one, and then you give it some few seconds to run, and then you'll be able to run GeoServer in the browser. So after a few seconds, you'll see that server main started and took like 19 seconds to complete. And so what you're supposed to do is we need to go to the browser here. Just open your favorite browser and type in localhost 8080/GeoServer, and this is going to run GeoServer in your browser. So just give it a few seconds to configure, and then you'll be able to see your GeoServer graphical user interface where you'll be able to publish your shapefiles. After that, you'll be able to see the graphical user interface for GeoServer, and so you just need to go ahead and log in. So if you log in there, you will be able to access now the graphical user interface with the layers, workspaces, stores, layer groups, and styles. What you're supposed to do is that you need to create your first workspace. So you just go to workspaces, but before that, you can see that we have examples of stores, layers, and workspaces inside GeoServer. These are some of the dummy data that came when you install GeoServer, and they are used for testing purposes, or you can also use for learning purposes, and they are free and open to anyone who is able to install GeoServer. So for our case, we need to create a new workspace. Just go to workspaces, and here you are supposed to create a new workspace. You can see that I have several workspaces. The first one is what actually I created for my own purposes, and then we have the rest of these those dummy workspaces with the dataset that came when you installed GeoServer. So you can go ahead and try to look at them, and you'll be able to see some of the datasets that you can use. But if you don't have, or if you don't want to use this dataset, you can just create a new workspace. So here you can see they say that you need to create and manage your GeoServer workspaces. Click on add new workspace, and here you can create a new workspace. For example, let's say maybe you want to create a new workspace for your name, say something like testing, or testing something like underscore GeoServer, testing GeoServer. Then you can put a URL, just say something like testing underscore GeoServer.com, like this. Then you can make it a default workspace if you want, and then you click on save, and this is going to create your testing GeoServer workspace here. So in this workspace is where you'll store your stores and your files. It's like a database where you are able to upload your tables and different kinds of data that you like to store there. So everything will be under this testing GeoServer workspace. After that, you need to go ahead and create stores. So you need to click on stores here, and you'll be able to see that we also have some other stores inside, which I did for my own project. You can go ahead and click on stores. You can see that you need to manage the stores providing data to GeoServer. Here, if you click on add new store, you'll see that we have different kinds of data sources. We have the vector data sources, the raster data sources, and other data sources, for example, WMS and WFS. For directory of small files, of spatial files, it takes a directory of shapefiles and exposes it as a data store. Then we also have a geo package. So for example, the first one is, let's say you have a list of shapefiles inside one directory. You need just to configure that directory so that you'll be able to access all those shapefiles inside that single directory. So your work will just be to publish the shapefiles because they're already in that single shapefile. If you just want to publish a single shapefile, for example, in one directory, you can just go ahead and click on shapefile, and you'll be able to upload your shapefile. So let's say maybe it is just one shapefile that you would like to practice with. In my previous video, I showed you how to publish GeoTIFF, which was a raster image you can go ahead and watch that video, and you'll be able to learn a lot of things from the video, where I was also publishing the styles to show you how you can configure styles from QGIS to the GeoServer and have the same styles applied just inside GeoServer. For this video, we need to publish a shapefile, so you can either choose on directory of spatial files and or the shapefile, so which is just a single shapefile. I would like to show you using directory of spatial files. I don't have a list of shapefiles, but I just want to use this one. So if you just click on this, you will be able to provide a data source name, and you can see this is a must. So a data source name should be something like the same name of your file. It is recommended that you just use the name of the layer. So if I just go to my local disk here and under GIS data, you can see that I have this shapefile. This is just a single shapefile with the children. So I have the county pop as my shapefile. I'm just going to name a data source name as county underscore pop, or you can say maybe population, just to make it different from the layer itself. Then the description could be something like this is my shapefile. This is my shapefile for population, my shapefile for population data, like this, population data. And then you need to configure the directory of this shapefile, so where you have saved or where you are storing your shapefile in your local machine. You can see here it says that browse. If you click on browse, this will open the directory of shapefiles inside GeoServer and not your local machine, but you need to, it's just the same as your local computer. So you just need to navigate to where you have saved your files. It could be either in your desktop, you need to go to home and you'll be able to access them, or you can just mine is inside local disk C here, where I'm going to open the local disk C and go to my shapefile directory, which is GIS data. If I click on that, you can see that the shapefile is here, and I can just click on OK like this, and then it will be able to update directory of shapefiles. Then after that, the only thing is I just need to click on save, or you can click on apply to preview. And then you can see it says that you can create a new feature type by manually configuring the attribute names and types. So you can go ahead and create a new feature type if you like. The second one says that here's a list of resources contained in the store county population. Click on the layer you wish to configure. Okay? So you can see here the action says that you need to click on publish to be able to publish this layer name. So this is the name of the real shapefile that we have just uploaded. So the next thing is that you need to click on publish, and here you will see that if you scroll down, of course we have some menu here. We have data, we have publishing, and this publishing, of course, first need to configure some of the things in the data first, so that you'll be able to access the publishing. So it is like you need first to have the data set up before you proceed to the next. So if you scroll down, you can see that we already have our CRS, the coordinate reference system, EPSG 4326. So this is auto-filled from the data that we have just uploaded. And then the next thing is that we need to get the bounding boxes. So the first one is the native bounding box, which you are supposed to click on compute from data. If you compute from data, this will get the min x, min y, max y, and max x, which is the minimum latitude, maximum latitude, minimum longitude, and the maximum longitude. After that, now you need to go ahead and get the latitude, longitude bounding boxes. This one only has one option which says compute from native bounds. Just click on compute from native bounds, and the next thing is now that you can see you have your feature types. You can customize if you like. That means that you can, if you want to rename some of the names here, you can do so. But since I don't want to do that, I'm just going to uncheck the customize attribute, so that I just go with what I have in my real data set. After that, the next thing is that you just need now to click on save, and then this will be able to save your file. You can see we have the count pop as our layer, then we have the testing as GeoServer, testing GeoServer as our workspace, and then the count pop, of course, as our name, and this one is our store, which is county population. So after that, you now need to preview your dataset. You just need to go to layer preview and scroll down to where you have your data here, then click on open layers like that, and this will open up the layer that you just published. So you can see that we have our layer here, and if you click on any of these polygon, you'll see that you get the table inside that polygon or associated to that particular polygon. And so you can see this is the data set. If you click on another one, you will see that we get it changes depending on the name of the polygon. Another thing is that you can see that we are scrolling so much below and maybe to the sides. We need to like fit this data in the window of our browser. So go to these three dots that says toggle option toolbar. You need to change the width and height. You can see for now they say auto. Just say something like 600 or 750, and then the height is supposed to be, can change to something like 400 or 300 if you want. If you do that, you want to be able to scroll so much on the y-axis. So after that, you can click on any of these and you'll be able to see the name of this polygon or associated to this polygon and some of the data that is inside your shapefile. Okay, so that is it. I hope you've learned something. If you did, make sure you like the video and also subscribe to my channel, and make sure to watch out my previous video on how to publish the raster data, because I did do the styles from QGIS and then imported them to GeoServer, and we did get the same look as we have in QGIS. So make sure you check it out. I hope to see you in the next one. Leave a like, a comment, or subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying this kind of content, and I hope to see you in the next one.